So this year at Tiny House Summer Camp 5, off-grid on 10 acres in the woods of Vermont, fully hands-on. Not only are we covering tiny house building with 10 different guests, live demos, and more, but we try to make things eclectic. We have demos this year from Solavore solar cooking ovens. These are fantastic. I have a video and one on my channel. We'll be doing live cooking with that. And we just added Matt Gabriel, aka Animal Man Survivor, a wilderness survival expert, to do side demos just for the fun of it. RelaxShacks.com.
Good morning, my name is Sean Cloutier. Welcome to my tiny rustic cabin. As you look around, you'll see all of my walls are done with pallet wood, so it's a very cheap, easy option and gives it a very unique rustic look. The other very unique thing about my unit, it has a bump out or a slide out. So the original trailer was a Tahoe Light, did have a slide out on it, had water damage, so we stripped it all the way down to the base level and then ended up rebuilding the new cabin on top of it, and then creating the box, reattaching the slide out mechanism, and then voila, one of the very few tiny houses with a slide out on it.
Any water infiltration problems? I mean, you've added a bunch of weight by adding the pallet wood and all that. Any problems with it?
No problems with it, with the bump out. It is reinforced. I've got brackets behind these panels to keep it from tipping out by accident.
Okay.
As well as exterior, I've got jacks mounted on
I noticed, yeah.
To add just a little bit more support and balance to it.
It's deceiving. We walked in here and I'm like, oh my god, this place is huge, and I realized, oh, there's a bump out.
So, me personally, I don't like confined spaces. Why am I in the tiny living? But because of the bump out, I can't loft, which gives me a complete open air environment.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I kept my kitchen to an absolute minimum, an induction plate and a convection oven, and it is more than enough to cook everything I need to.
Spin and show that real quick right here.
So, simple TV tray allows me to do all my prep work, but between those two, more than enough. Occasionally a gas grill out on the back porch. If you want to kind of meander this way, I have standard RV toilet, but I have a residential size shower.
Yeah, nice.
Stand up fully, turn around, don't touch anything. It is probably one of my better features.
Yeah, it's a good sized bathroom, considering, you know.
Again, minimizing my space, I opted for one sink, my bathroom sink, but I did put a high arch pivot so I can actually fit an entire pasta pot underneath it just fine.
Okay.
And if you want to continue on up, so I did custom cabinetry, everything fits just right. You know, angled corners to prevent bumps and bruises just because it is a semi-high traffic area. So coming on up.
Standing headroom on the gooseneck.
I stand at 5'11",
okay,
and you can see I still have
about plenty of room
6
in there.
inches above.
Yeah.
Queen size bed, plenty of room. I do have dual 12 volt and 110 volt in here. And if you want to kind of loop around this way, I built cabinetry into the loft area, and then custom cabinetry.
Nice.
Up there, and living small. I don't even own enough clothes to fill this entire thing.
There you go. Downsize first, then build a small house. I like the look of the pallet wood. It's very rustic and rough and raw, but it has a charm to it.
Has a charm, and the great thing is, if I put pictures up and decide to move them, you'll never notice the nail holes.
Yeah, the nail holes, yeah, because there's already a bunch of them, and probably some square heads, or I don't know. Is it all just pallet wood, or any of it pulled from old buildings?
It's all just pallet wood.
Okay.
Pallet wood, remnant hardwood floor, so there wasn't enough of anything to do a full room. So we got a little bit of different colors, pieced it together, made a beautiful puzzle.
It's gorgeous, and I figured when I saw it, I said, I bet those are remnants, but it works so well.
It is for sale. I've lived in it the last 2 summers up in Maine.
Okay.
It does hold the heat and the cold quite well, and we passed it on the way in. I do have a hot, cold dehumidify and air circulate.
Okay.
And it is totally fine. Drop down to freezing up in Maine. Occasionally I put a small space heater right here, but with this fan circulating, no issue staying warm or cold.
Nice. People want to find you anywhere online?
Best way to find me, if you take a peek at tinyhouselistings.com.
Yeah, Stephen Harrell, yeah.
I am posted on there. It's located in Winter Harbor, Maine, as a rustic cabin.
All right.
Fairly easy to find. There's only like 2 units up in that area.
Sean, thank you so much.
Thank you for visiting my facility, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Don't want to hold the blind, so I'm trying to move it along. Thanks, dude.